Yes, sirree. Yes, sirree. Episode 1 of the Salted Nest podcast, starring Biggs and Billy Black. We out here. How you feeling today, my brother?
Boy, I feel good. Whoa, I need to back up from the mic. Oh, shit. I feel good, though, my brother. How you feeling, man?
Shit, I'm feeling good. It's the start of the NBA season. NBA season, which I guess is the perfect time to let the folks know what they can kind of expect or what this really is that they sitting down with. So this is kind of going to be a basketball podcast, but it's also going to be like a type of slice of life deal. You're going to kind of get to understand and know and grow with us.
Yeah, exactly. See who we are. You know what I'm saying? How we think, how we talk. You know what I mean? How we feel about certain subjects, certain topics.
Of course.
You know what I mean? Get a lot of off our chest. You feel what I'm saying?
Of course. And I definitely want this to be a space where we can all grow as fans of the game together, so that we don't necessarily feel that this is such an esoteric space, like where we don't belong, right? Like at the highest levels of the sport, or discussing the sport at the highest levels, or some of the things that are going on right now within the game and the whole sports metaverse, right? So, with that being said, without further ado, give it up for the boys.
Yes, sir.
Give it up for the motherfucking boys. Yo, it's crazy. It's a crazy time. Shout out to the Loud Pack. We are sponsored by the Loud Pack. Anyway,
At all times.
It's a crazy time to be an NBA fan because right now we're nearing the end of an era. We're seeing so much of this is our coronation into being that generation of watching the people who carried our interest in basketball kind of walk out. And I want to say thank God that we in a position where the league is in such good hands that it's so fucking interesting and enthralling where it's going next, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, who are some guys that are on their last legs that you watch now and you cherish every fucking moment that they're on the court because you spent so much of these are like our formative years. Like, this is what makes us fans, and we're watching these guys go. I know for a lot of people it was Kobe. I know you're a huge Celtics and Paul Pierce fan. If y'all don't know that about Biggs, y'all will know that.
I bleed green, baby.
But
you already know that.
Who are the guys playing right now who you watch extra hard because you appreciate that you're seeing them play right now?
I'm not gonna lie to you. It definitely took some time. You know what I mean? I've grown from the delusional fan phase of just, blatantly ignoring greatness. And I'm gonna have to go with the obvious one, which is definitely, the king, Mr. LeBron. You feel what I'm saying?
Damn, he was a Bron hater.
Oh, absolutely. What? Growing up, hated that, man.
But you was a Celtics fan.
Crushed our dreams every chance he got. You feel what I'm saying? Like, and how could he not? How could he not? You feel what I'm saying? It was just sheer greatness falling off that man. You feel what I'm saying? And I've grown to just fall in line and accept greatness. You know what I mean? So like it right. Sorry for the weird cut, but like I was saying, though, I had to, just grow and learn to just accept greatness for what it was. You know what I mean? So I definitely do enjoy seeing Braun in his 20th year, just like defying biology, I guess. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't.
37 years old.
It don't make sense. 20 years in the game of just playing on a hard ass surface, jumping up and down, many falls, scrapes, bumps, bruises, and all that. And it's just like, yeah, he's still here, jumping high as hell. You feel what I'm saying? Like, running fast as shit.
Yeah,
putting motherfuckers in the rim like it's nobody's business.
And thinking about like even how 2018 is like one of his most iconic playoff runs, and thinking about how old he was in that, and then winning the championship in 2020, and just constantly, it feels like since he's been 34, we've been like, damn, this nigga getting old.
Yep.
How the fuck can he continue to perform at this level? Or can he? Last year, averaging 30 points a game, about to pass Kareem Abdul-Jabbar for the scoring title. It's just incredible to have been able to witness something like this. And it makes me start to kind of understand that the people who can't respect LeBron's greatness because they saw Michael Jordan and that's their great.
Absolutely.
I think it's small minded. I think that there's room for you to think Michael Jordan is better than LeBron James, and there's room for people to think that LeBron James is better than
Vice
Michael
versa,
Jordan.
yeah.
I think when we're talking about players on that echelon, I think there's one. There's only two. There's only two, three, maybe, or if you depending on how you finagle it.
I say this though. I would say this. This is how you know when somebody's great. When they start nitpicking the little things, and
Of course.
they don't do that more than LeBron in today's day and age. And I feel like they was doing the same thing with even Jordan. You feel what I'm saying? Because we got to dive back into the whole like Last Dance, and you know what I mean. Like they was just painting Jordan as the the picture of like the bad guy or the bully. I mean, yeah, he probably was a little bit in the locker room, whatever the case may be. But one thing you can say, winners. You feel what I'm saying? Like they went and got it. But I feel like somebody can be so great, then they start looking at everything with the through the magnifying glass. You feel what I'm saying?
Of course. And I think that Michael Jordan so took the brand of basketball to heights and so became the realization of basketball. There's 5 players on the court. It's a much more. They're not wearing helmets or masks, and the uniforms aren't very restrictive. We're watching, stars, and it's so much easier for one player to have such a huge impact on the game, right? When you even look at usage percentage and usage rates and things of that nature, and what it shows with the players who are affecting the game at the highest level and affecting the things that happen on the court the most is like you can damn near be responsible for 1/3 of the shit that goes on the court.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it is inescapable that the superstar should drive NBA content. And we watched it throughout the generations how basketball thrives on the personalities, whether it be in the playgrounds with the damn, I don't want to say this nigga's name wrong. What is it, Pee Wee? I don't know. But down, if you want to go down into the playgrounds and how those personalities and legends at Rucker Park affected the game, down into Julius Erving, down into Magic Johnson and Larry Bird, the personalities and the singular players do drive the sport, right? And Michael Jordan was such the epitomization of that, right? He was such the realization of that in a way that catapulted basketball to levels it has never seen before.
Word.
And for that, there's a loyalty to him.
Word.
There's a loyalty to him, right? And there should be. And LeBron, I think, will receive that same loyalty from the NBA for what he's done. But that's why I can understand fans not having room for LeBron James because of how hard they've been fed Michael Jordan. And then there are other guys who, like I said, this is a game of personalities. They attach themselves to people. And because you like one player, you feel like you can't like another because you think he's better or this other player's reputation and legacy and what he's doing is threatening it.
They're all great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they're all just going to go down as the greatest people to ever pick up basketball. You feel what I'm saying? So it's just like, at the end of the day, like, just accept it. You know what I mean? Like, let's not be delusional. Let's not, you know what I mean? Let's not act like we ain't see that man strap his back on, come back from a 3-1 deficit in the NBA Finals and win. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it happened.
Yeah.
It happened. Like, let's not act like it didn't.
Listen.
You know what I mean? And try to discredit his greatness.
You know, 2 guys who I'm paying close attention to who, because of how great they are and because of how well their bodies and games have aged.
Who are you talking about?
It doesn't get talked about, but who I'm actually very grateful to see play, and I try to hang on to every moment I see them play because I know that very soon we could be seeing a different version of them. Kevin Durant and Steph Curry. Those guys are 34.
Yep.
They're 34 years old. It's not like they're not spring chickens. You know what I'm saying? These guys are older players. Elder statesmen in the NBA. What has Kevin Durant played? 15 years. He drafted in 2007. Kevin Durant has been in the NBA for 15 fucking years.
I have a question though.
What?
Who do you think will, like, as far as just like sheer talent and just like effect on the game, who do you think's, like, you know, effect on the game is going to diminish first? Steph Curry or KD out of the two?
Well, I mean, Kevin Durant is always going to be 6'10", and be able to shoot over people and play in a post.
Yeah, I think he is amongst, you know, bigger guys, and you know, I would say that he's seeing a little bit more contact
Yeah, but I just mean that like in the sense that like
his
when
game
his
calls for a little bit more athleticism. You feel what I'm saying? Like more so than Steph Curry, where it's like it's a lot of shooting. Yeah, his game does call for a lot of athleticism in a more running sense because he does run around a lot of screens to get set up for a lot of shots. But like, I still feel like we would see Steph Curry's game like effect on the game just go a little bit more further. Also for the fact of how he just just changed the game because now all these young kids coming into the game, everybody's a shooter. Everybody and their mother's a shooter. You know what I mean? Like the whole just the way NBA teams play now, the whole just getting 3-point shots up has just risen, crazy. So it's just like I think Steph Curry definitely like his effect on the game may last a little bit longer than KD. And I also think KD is the number two best player in the world currently right now.
Oh yeah, I mean Steph Curry has more MVPs and championships than Kevin Durant, right? So and on top of that, I think that you have a point, and I think that in a lot of ways you're right. But I also think that like when Steph Curry can't be Steph Curry anymore, there's not going to be much more for him to do. I think when Kevin Durant can't be Kevin Durant anymore, he can still be like a pretty badass stretch four. Right. And so I think that like if we're just talking about like who do I think might be able to play longer, I mean I think we're talking about two guys who are going to play to their 40. But Kevin Durant is also a guy who's like he's a fucking mystery. I can't read the guy, and I don't mean that in a good way.
Yeah,
Keep it funky with you. I don't mean that in a good way.
I think KD go play it till he's dead, bro.
I think I could see Kevin Durant playing until he's 40, but at the same time, I could see Kevin Durant waking up at 37 and being like, "This just isn't it for me anymore." Like I could see him waking up the day he doesn't want to do this shit anymore. I don't expect him to do it a day longer.
Yeah.
Some guys may be fighting it. Some guys like, "Oh, I played a year longer than I should have." I this and the third. I believe Kevin Durant loves this game and gives it everything within him. Like he's not a guy who I ever question.
He's for real done.
And I also believe he's a guy that has to be where his passions lie. And I think that like once he's done, he'll be done.
Yeah.
He doesn't strike me as a guy. Of course you'll miss the game, but he doesn't strike me as a guy who will have any type of qualms about hanging it up when he doesn't want to do this shit anymore.
I mean, that's your boy though.
No, it's not.
That's your boy. That's your number one guy right there.
He's the number one option on my team, yes.
That's your guy.
He's the number one option for the Brooklyn Nets, yes.
Okay, we're not even gonna get into it. But
no, let's get into what? We're not gonna get into what?
Nothing. We don't gotta get into it.
All right,
unless you want to get into it. Like
what? About how Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving tried to hijack and sink my ship. How they tried to destroy my favorite team.
Hurt.
How they've been here for 4 years and we've accomplished absolutely nothing in that span.
Somebody's hurt.
Somebody's
hurt.
Not at all. I'm numb to pain now.
Appreciative.
I'm used to it.
Sir.
Appreciative of what?
What you mean? That they stayed.
No.
Let's hear some claps for Kyrie and KD. Let's hear some claps for Kyrie.
Bullshit. Absolutely not.
Staying in Brooklyn.
No, I wanted them niggas to leave.
Keeping them relevant.
Because it turned my team into a shit show and a mockery. And listen, we've been there before. Mm-hmm. We're not a storied franchise.
Right.
We are not some juggernaut of winning.
Yeah.
We're not an engine of success.
Right.
None of those things. Mm. We have been hot garbage before. Mm-hmm. And I have a sneaking suspicion we will be hot garbage again. But to keep it funky with you, I didn't appreciate this season. You want to know why? Because the NBA at the highest level is about stability and sacrifice. And I don't think that we have seen a lot of either of those things from this team. And I think that it's not a personal thing. Mm-hmm. These guys rub me the wrong way personally, but it's not a personal thing. I don't like all the chaos around the organization. And I don't think that we had a summer that allowed us to focus on growing and building in the ways that we were supposed to. Right. When Kevin Durant wants to leave, Kyrie Irving is not happy. Kevin Durant wants Steve Nash fired. That never happened. Right. Kevin Durant wants the GM fired. That never happened. Kyrie Irving is a fucking space cadet. He's a free range alpaca farmer, and he's raising sustainable wool sweaters for the poor when he should be playing basketball and getting vaccinated. I don't understand really anything that's happening. I like Ben Simmons. He seems like a good dude. He gets a lot of shit for good reason, I suppose. But I think people forget how good he is. And he seems to be the least weird star on the fucking team. And he's a pretty weird fucking guy.
Right.
He's a weird guy. He had like mountain lions as pets or some shit. Not mountain lions, but some type of cat that you shouldn't have in your home.
Yeah.
Or dogs. I don't know. The niggas, they're all eccentric. But my whole shit with niggas is the bullshit. I think that our team has been in a whirlwind of fuckery.
Right.
And it's preventing us from seeing the type of stability that it takes to win. The only guy in the NBA who wins without any type of real stability and chaos around him is LeBron James. That's the only guy that I can really say like that does that. You could argue that the Warriors did.
I mean that's the main argument I was gonna say.
At the same time, they had. Are you talking about this year, or are you talking about the last year they won with KD?
I'm talking about the first year with Harrison Barnes.
No, what chaos?
There was no chaos.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I'll say like I'd say the last year they won with KD when things started like kind of falling apart. And then that next year they fell apart totally. I think that the Warriors have but I don't even think that that's winning in chaos. I think that they have so much stability to spare that they can survive chaos, right? Because I mean, Draymond Green is chaos. Actually, no, the Warriors are winning chaos, I guess, because Draymond Green has just been a fucking ticking time bomb. Yo, did you know that he took? Because a lot of people know this, but I don't know if you know it or not. Yo, did you know that like during the height of their winning, he told Steve Kerr to suck his dick in the locker room during the game with OKC?
He threw the Frank at Steve?
Yeah, like he was telling him he's not a robot and shit. I guess they was telling him chill out on the shots.
Whoa, and he called he thought that was the time to throw the Frank at the head coach?
I mean, listen, the nigga's a wild boy. Make some noise for telling Steve Kerr to suck your dick.
Word. Frank is his head coach down, and he's still on the team, collecting checks.
Wouldn't let that shit happen to me though.
I mean, listen. Word on the street, he run that locker room.
Huh. I mean, word on the street, if niggas don't get in line, they getting punched up.
Yeah.
Nigga.
You feel what I'm saying?
Now.
Yeah, we don't support bullying, though.
No, not at all.
Salted Nets podcast does not support bullying in any form or fashion.
Which is why we have trouble supporting Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, because they are bullying the fan base of the Brooklyn Nets. Anyway, great segue. You know what I want to talk about? I want to talk about this new direction that we're seeing the NBA and basketball going. That this trend that we've been seeing, this wave that has been building up over the last 10 years plus years, way longer than that, right? When you think Dirk Nowitzki is drafted, when you think Tony Kukoc comes to the NBA, when you think Peja Stojakovic, when you think like it's always been knocking at the door, right? The Olympic play and how the United States and basketball has always kind of been global in that way, where it's been an Olympic event for a long time.
So you're referring to the rise of the foreign players.
That in conjunction with us getting back to this history of the NBA always being interested in culling younger players, younger prospects, right? In a way that maybe the NFL can't because of how dangerous the sport is.
Exactly.
But the NBA has always been this space. And even before the NBA wasn't allowing kids to come out of high school, the ABA was. And the NBA and the ABA merged, right? So a lot of that ABA history is now NBA history. It's all one organization. And the ABA used to take kids out of college, and it's just this rich history of embracing the youth and letting them come into the professional fold early. And I think we finally gotten to the end of that road where we have these athletes who not only are in the professional fold early, but are prepared to be in the professional fold early.
Yeah.
And what does that have in common with Europe is that they're playing professional basketball far earlier there, and they're getting a professional experience.
16? 15? Maybe.
Exactly. And what else we know is that the college system is exploitative, that these guys in the college system, especially at the D1 level, are professional athletes.
Absolutely.
But they're being treated as amateurs, even though they're part of this huge conglomerate that is making millions upon fucking millions of dollars a year. And people are getting paid, and coaches are getting millions, and these people are getting paid. And yeah, the players are getting undercover bags because this is a capitalist system, and they deserve it. And they know that you can make these players move and do this and that and the third because they need money. Because the money will move them. Like it will move any fucking body else. And so, of course, there are bagmen making that shit happen everywhere, because why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? Here's a clear way to sway these guys. You're being taken advantage of. Let me make that a little easier on you. Let me pay you what you're worth, and you'll come here. So we're seeing this college. We're seeing the college game. I don't know where it's going next. Do you think that college basketball is about to phase out of existence? I don't think it'll. I don't think it's
Oh
phasing out of
no,
existence, but
no,
I
no.
do say I do think that it's it's about to be curtains for college basketball as being the major farm system for the NBA.
Um,
Because we'll talk about the G League Ignite.
I would say, I mean, I don't think it's curtains, bro. To be 100% honest with you, because the talent pool is so big. There are so many good players, just not only in America. Like we already stated, other parts of the globe, but like,
Okay.
and a lot of those players end up coming here to play college too. You know what I mean? But like now that this new lane where it's like they can just go straight to G League Ignite or just get picked up from whatever team that they're currently playing for from wherever they are in the world. I still think that there's going to be a lane for college. For one, there's too much money in it. You know what I mean? Like they're well established. Like these D1 programs and all these conferences and everything, the amount of TV deals and everything, like it's already and like for two, it's a culture. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people want to go to these, big time D1s because, whatever the reason may be, they have family that went there or they always dreamed of playing for, like a USC or like, a Kentucky or Kansas or whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? Like that's just kind of like how it is. So like I feel like college will always be there, but it's amazing that they're reopening, taking high school players. You know what I mean? Like it's or just the whole NIL thing. Like it's it's giving a lot of these people opportunities to feed their family way earlier than having to do under the table deals and potentially getting like accolades stripped and stuff like that. Like whole nother sport, but like the whole Reggie Bush thing. You feel what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
having such a big accolade taken from you because of something that he may or may have not done, you know what I mean, under the table, you know what I mean, just to attend the school is just like, what do you expect him to do? You know what I mean? You recruited him out of the pit of somewhere in America, you know what I mean? Like, and of course, like he had nothing. Yeah, he's gonna, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying that he did, I don't know, you know what I mean? But if he did, then yeah. You know what I mean? Like, what do you expect these kids to do? You know what I'm saying? Like, these kids can't, like, they're making millions of dollars off their backs, and you telling me they can't even get a stipend? You know what I mean? Like, a lot of these, like, I've heard countless stories of D1, D2 players, highly scouted and everything. Like, after a big game, got to go back to their room, go eat some noodles. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, what do you do with that? You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah. Yeah, it's difficult.
I think college will, I say all of this to say, I think college will still be a lane.
Well,
I don't think it would be as big as it is now. Maybe it won't be later down the line, and then maybe there'll be like other leagues for like high school students or whatever the case may be, where it's like they have cash prizes or you know what I mean, like or cash incentives and shit like that. So it's just like who knows.
I guess what I'll more so say is, will college basketball still get top end talent, man? And when I say that, I want to use that to take a moment to explain who the Scoot Henderson guy is, right?
Wait, before you get into it,
Okay.
I would say yes, because not everybody can be on G League Ignite. Not everybody can be on that team.
I mean
Not
the top
everybody-
end though. If we're talking about the top high school talent in America, then they'll have that option.
True.
Like if you're the best recruit in high school in your nation, you will have that option because you can leave high school to do that shit, and that's what that kid has done, right? Like the Scoot Henderson kid, he's a guard. He's like 6'4", 6'3", or something like that. I hear different heights. He looks smaller than 6'3" to me, but he's really athletic, but he's also really poised and controlled and can do. He has a mature game, right? But not only just that, I think he left high school to go play in the G League Ignite. And what the G League Ignite thing is doing is allowing players to make up to $500,000 for a year in these 1 year, 2 year contracts, which means you can make like $1 million in 2 years. And they're in this professional ecosystem. He left high school to go do that.
Yeah.
right? And so if that option is going to be available to the top, because all he was a top guy or the top guy in high school. So if this option is becoming available to guy, you know it would have been available to a guy like Zion.
Yeah.
You know it would have been available to a guy like insert here Andrew Wiggins.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So it's just like, is college gonna get in 5 years? Is college gonna be getting to Zion Williamsons? Is college gonna be getting to Kevin Durant's?
Who knows?
That's where I say, do you think
it all depends on the draft class as well?
Mm-hmm.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, or not the draft class, but you know what I mean? Like the certain classes of, like, you know, incoming seniors, sophomores, or juniors, shit like that. Like,
Yeah.
it's all going to depend on the talent, you know, because like I say again, not everybody's going to play for that team. You know what I mean? Some of them are going to want to get, you know, more looks than whoever's like ranked number 1, number 2. You know what I mean? Like, what if I'm like the number 6th ranked guy, or what if I'm like number 15?
Yeah.
I know that I can go to the G League Ignite too, but if I go there, I might not get as much shine as he is. He's already getting all the media coverage, all the media press. Let me go over here to this, you know, to a Power 5 D1. You know what I mean, and shake it up. You know what I mean? And make some noise. And on top of that, I have the luxury of not seeing him, you know what I mean, down the line in my college schedule.
Now you take that against, what if they're offering you $100,000 a year to go play
NIL
deals?
Ignite? You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it don't guarantee you making $100,000 off that shit a year.
Yeah, but listen, man. NIL deals has opened a whole new path to where it's like, now you can kind of take things into your own hand, which a lot of people are already doing with the whole social media, having a presence and just having likability, to where you can sign your own deals. You know what I mean? Like, kids out of high school is doing that shit right now. You know what I mean? Where they might not be making $500,000, but they are making something to bring home to the family. You know what I mean? So, and that's like the main priority.
But you don't think money trumps everything?
Money does trump everything, but with a lot of these, especially a lot of these upcoming kids, man, it's the love for the game. You feel what I'm saying? Especially the guys who've been going to college. You feel what I'm saying? Because also, these guys could have been going overseas if they wanted to. That was an option. That's a big jump. That's a big step, I believe. You feel what I'm saying? And that's probably something that, you know, I don't think a lot of people would want to do. You know what I mean? Like, leaving home just, you know, just like that, and leaving everything, you know, just to go play basketball, you know, across the water. But you know what I mean? Like, the NILs, I feel like, can now serve a bigger purpose. You know what I mean? And who knows, man? Look, 5 years, 10 years down the line, we probably gonna see these deals get bigger and bigger. You know what I mean? Because these kids are just gonna keep getting better and better. This game is gonna evolve more and more. Who knows? The NBA might actually put a 4-point line. That's what they was talking about.
Yeah, that'd be some bullshit. I'd be sick if they did that.
I mean, but listen, bro, the way these motherfuckers are shooting up the gym.
Yeah, but 4 is too much more. It's too much more than 2. It's gonna fuck up everything with the scoring, man.
Higher scoring games.
Yeah, but also I don't.
You know what I mean?
Can't even imagine what that would
box
do
office
strategy.
Putting asses in them seats, selling tickets, selling jerseys.
They doing that shit already.
I mean, listen, they'll do it more.
Maybe.
You feel what I'm saying? And NBA is already on the whole global tip. You feel what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people around the world are paying attention, brother. You feel what I'm saying? Like, who knows what this game will be later down the line? And that's just something fun to think about.
Yeah, of course.
But as far as just this whole thing, man, I do think that college will still be a lane. It might not be as big, but like, it's definitely going to be, you know, there, because I feel like there's just so much talent. There's so much talent coming up. There's so much guys we don't even know about. You know what I mean? Probably just because of their situation, just, you know, where they live and don't got really, you know, a lot of media coverage or whatever the case may be. But man, I think college will be here to stay. For sure.
I think it'll be here to stay. But
especially letting these guys make money off their likeness. Yes. Absolutely.
Well, I mean, even that's still bullshit though, right? Like, pay them. Like, pay them for what
I
they
agree.
Yeah.
100%.
Like, they should be getting a check from their universities.
At the least a monthly check just for like, daily shit. You know what I mean? Just to live. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
At the
cut them in a
least.
piece of the pie, pay them niggas, man.
At the least. But
I do think I think the NBA is going to do everything it fucking can to get the top players underneath its umbrella, meaning the G League Ignite. So I do think you're right. College basketball isn't going anywhere, but I think that 5 to 8 years from now, damn near all 10 of the top 10 high school basketball players in the nation are going to be going to the G League Ignite.
Right.
Because number one, the opportunity to make the money, but not only that, because I do think that the NBA it trusts itself more than it trusts the college ecosystem to develop these players the right way. And I think that it understands that the future of its game is in its young stars. Yeah. And I don't think it wants to take any chances on the development of those guys.
Yeah.
A guy like LeBron James had to get everything right with his team around him and the people in his corner, and they had to avoid so much just through sheer force of will, and it was such an amazing story. But you know what? For these new guys, it won't have to be. They will have the infrastructure and be guided in the ways so that it will not be an anomaly that LeBron James came out so polished and ready to take on the professional world. I think that we will begin to see that this is going to be the norm, and that these players will be ready, full made to take control of their brand and align that brand with the NBA.
Yeah.
And so I think they're going to want to do that as early as possible, and they'll do everything they can to get those guys in that ecosystem. But
what's your early thoughts on the tall guy, Vic?
I think that it is, Victor Wembanyama. I think that he's very clearly fantastic. I don't know how good he's going to be in the NBA. I don't generally even pretend to know how good somebody's going to be in the NBA until I see them play in the NBA.
You got some skills on him, though.
Of course.
Being that tall.
Like, he's going to be good.
He can dribble to his spots.
Yeah, I don't think there's a universe where he's not good.
Yeah. That boy good, man.
Yeah, but I gotta see him. I gotta see you play in the NBA before I start to talk about how good you're gonna be in the NBA.
Yeah.
I think that the door is wide open for him to be as good as he is. I think that the last 2 MVPs in the NBA have been all foreign players.
Yeah.
Right? Nikola Jokic and Giannis Antetokounmpo. Yeah. And Jokic won it twice. I think Giannis won it back to back as well. So it
should have been 3 with JoJo.
Mm-hmm. So it's like
Joel Embiid, for the people who don't know who JoJo is.
Yeah. So it's like, I think that the door is wide open for him to take over and become everything that people think he can be. I think everybody wants him to become everything that people think he could be, because that takes the game in this whole new direction and gives us this whole new iteration of player. But I can't predict anything with him, man. I can't predict that he'll stay healthy. I can't predict that he'll be who he's supposed to be in the NBA. I can't predict it, but he looks as phenomenal to me as he looks to anybody else.
All right.
I'll tell you that much.
That being said, what about Scoot? Because Scoot, out of the 2, has seen closer to NBA talent. You know what I mean? So, like, early prediction on Scoot. Because what I see, I'm not going to lie to you, so far what I'm seeing is like a Colin Sexton type.
Wow.
From the little that I've seen.
I would say it's hard with guards. Like, he's a small guard, so it's like I can't call it, man. I think he looks like what people are saying he is, right? He looks like a really controlled, poised player who's also a phenomenal athlete. Really good finisher, solid creator. Like, no, not even solid. Good creator for others. Really good instincts for the game. We'll hope he'll be a willing defender. But I can't call it against NBA talent. I think it's really difficult to predict guards in the NBA. It's always difficult with small guards to kind of know what they're going to turn into. But at the same time, sometimes you got short things that people all know are going to be short things. Like, people knew Chris Paul was going to be really good. Right? So it's like, I don't know. And I don't even mean to call him a small guard, because I've heard people say he's 6'4". I don't think he's 6'4", but if he's even 6'2 and a half, 6'3", I guess he's not small. But it's just I can't call either of these guys. I think they're both going to be good. I think Victor Wembanyama clearly has a chance to be like all time great. I don't know if I can say the same thing about Scoot Henderson. I think there's so many variables that go into that.
Yeah.
But they're definitely going to be number one and number two, and if everything goes well for them, they're both going to be really good players in the NBA. I won't say they're both be really good at minimum. I think Victor Wembanyama is probably going to be really good at minimum. I think Scoot can either be really good or just be kind of good. But let's segue for a moment into Draymond fucking Green. What do we think about what is going on with Draymond Green right now? First and foremost, there's an elephant in the room regarding the punch, right? But let's talk about his contract situation, right? Last season, Draymond Green says that he does not intend to take a pay cut in order to help the team set itself up for the future. Cap? Or no?
Gotta be Cap, bro.
Cap.
Gotta be
That
Cap.
nigga is lying.
Gotta
He just
be
don't
Cap.
know he lying.
Like,
You not gonna take a pay cut in order for the. But what's you gonna do when niggas don't want to pay you?
like, what are we talking about right now? Especially, let's say for shits and gigs, Warriors go back to back.
Mm-hmm.
They go all the way again this year. You gonna not take a pay cut to try and go get another one? To become 6-time NBA champion Draymond Green?
And the money gone. They just gave Jordan Poole and Andrew Wiggins the money, baby.
That's
it's
what
gone.
I'm saying. Like, so
It's gone. And Andrew Wiggins just took a pay cut. Quote unquote, right? He's made a lot of money and he's gotten a rookie max already before. So it's not like he just didn't get that next one because he's not that guy. But could have feasibly gotten more money than he got and didn't. So Jordan Poole is getting taken care of. He's getting paid. Where's the money fucking coming from? And I don't know. The Warriors are doing a phenomenal job trying to package their future and their present.
Yeah.
That very much has a time ticking on it. But at the same time, I just don't understand this. I don't understand what Draymond's attitude or position is here. I know it was with Clutch Sports. I know Clutch Sports doesn't like to give people discounts. But I just don't see a universe where he makes the money that he wants to make and that's like a smart decision for the team.
because they're not gonna go broke to try and keep this band together.
I'm a huge Draymond fan, and I can see maybe 3 years ago Draymond commanding this type of money. I don't see how this is a smart idea to set your team up to be great in the future, and I don't know how well Draymond's game is going to age at the end of that contract, and I know he thinks he deserves it based on what he's done for the franchise.
It wouldn't be his team if he's not there.
Precisely.
You know what I mean? So,
and do we think Draymond Green would leave in free agency?
Oh, absolutely.
You think he would leave the Warriors in free agency?
Absolutely. With everything just like combined with the whole just, the contract talks, you know what I mean, the unfortunate events between him and JP.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's just like
I can see him being traded.
And then on top of that, like I take him as a man who, stands his ground on what he believes in, and you know what I'm saying, and what he wants. So it's just like at the end of the day, I can definitely see Draymond on another team. What other team, don't know, but can definitely see him leaving Golden State for a fact. You know what I mean? So like,
yeah. Like if they win the championship this year, I can see him being like, "I've won 5 rings. I don't know what the fuck else y'all want me to do. I'm gonna be."
Didn't.
You
Even if they didn't, because it could be on some. Oh, look, you see, they not winning without me.
exactly. And I can see that too. But if he leaves after they win another ring, then it's like, all right, well, if they never win again, then it's like, you still get the y'all can't win without me type of deal.
Right.
But it's a whole shenanigan. It's a whole shenanigan with that nigga and what's going on right now with the team. And punching Jordan Poole in the face doesn't make anything any better. Now, according to a lot of the NBA media, historically, given what we know about NBA teams, it is apparently quite fucking insane that video got out.
Yeah.
Right, it was in the hands of probably a video coordinator or somebody. A lot of people are suspecting that it means that somebody in the Warriors is tired of Draymond's shit and wanted people to see who he is behind the scenes or whatever have you. There is a deeper connotation to the fact that it got out, but I can't talk too much about that because I'm not that connected. I can talk about what I think about violence in professional sports, right? I think that it is comical that professional sports is somewhere where we just feel like it's totally okay to behave like fucking children. And I know people like to say, well, it's a children's game. Maybe, but we're people getting paid millions of fucking dollars to do it. And
That ain't no children
at that
shit.
point, it's no longer a children's game. It's somebody's fucking job. And it's just another example of people existing in this type of like protected class where they can behave like children and do things that the rest of us can't do, right? And so it's like you're punching this young talent on your team in the fucking face over something that I guarantee you wasn't worth you punching him in the face. Now I'm in a little bit of a different space in my life, right? I'm getting older. I'm 26. Like I'm kind of in a space where a lot of things don't warrant violence for me, and you're gonna have a hard time. And I'm not a square. Like I got a sense of humor about shit. Like sometimes motherfuckers get beat up and it's funny, but I'm just at a space where you're not gonna get a lot of respect out of me for violence just because you was violent. Like I'm not gonna hit you with nah, it was pretty weak of you to do that to him because he wasn't about to do it to you. So I don't really.
And he's getting low key shitted on in the streets because now, I mean, they calling him soft because he ain't do nothing back.
Oh yeah,
You know
and
what
you
I'm
could see it on the
saying?
court. Like yo, bro, there was a moment where him and Juan Toscano Anderson was locked up for like a loose ball in the game, and Juan just wouldn't let it go. They was on the floor, and Juan was just like, "Yo, you not gonna be the nigga to take this rock, not you. I seen how you get on. I seen what they do you. You garbage. You're not doing this to me." Like I'm like, damn, Juan Toscano, why he getting so feisty with John Poole over this ball right now? Like, but I know, like in his head, he like, not this nigga.
I can
Not
take
you.
him.
I done seen a nigga run your shit
And
all
you
the
did
way,
nothing.
gang. I done seen a nigga pop, fa, hit your shit something crazy, gang. Ring your bell. So it's like it's just like it's a whole lot, and I think that it's inexcusable, and I think that Draymond is not the person that he wants us to think he is, and that's fine, right? This is humanity and growth. I think that we all have to come to terms with those moments when we are not the people that we think we are, and we're letting ourselves down. I think he let himself down, and I think that he gave a lot of ammunition to the people who think that he is not who he purports himself to be.
Right.
He gave them a lot of ammunition, and when you live your life in the public eye, that shit is all weirdo shit anyway, and that's not the way life is meant to be lived. And so your mistakes get magnified and framed. But especially when we talk about all this like new media nonsense and how Draymond Green like is constantly shitting on the old media, which I think is totally fine. I think that we are clearly a part of this new
This new age
foray
media.
into
Yeah.
independent fan created content.
Right.
But at the same time, so much of this stuff is it comes from the love and the respect of the media in general, right?
Mm-hmm.
When we can still point out when people are doing bullshit jobs, or when something is a hit job, or when people are being unfair to players, but at the same time, like I think, and this is a sadder statement on the affairs of the country at large, I think that like sports journalism is right now doing some of the most honest reporting in the country. So I don't want to. I think that it's pretty silly that Draymond Green is constantly shitting on old media when he doesn't have all his ducks in a row. Because I'll tell you what, old media is not going to get to do it. They're not going to get to walk into their workplace and punch their colleague without any real consequence.
Or legal action and everything like that.
Yeah, and also like that's a young guy. Like these NBA guys like to refer to this thing as a fraternity all the time, even though clearly it's not. And clearly, they're just people who work together, and a lot of them like each other, and a lot of them don't like each other. And that's not how you welcome new young men into your fraternity, even if or how you show them the ropes, or how you educate them, or how you teach them and talk to them. And if you want to go the whole race route, which I won't, but a lot of people will spout all day about how we got to stick together because we black and this and that and the third, and it's like, well, that's what That's how you'll treat another black man, which is like, and I'm not even a super black man type of nigga, but I bet you some of these niggas like to consider themselves that, and the behavior doesn't always reflect it, which is fine.
Yeah.
But I guess we should use that to talk about our teams to watch.
Shit.
Are the Warriors one?
I mean, goddamn, they might as well be, honestly. Because for one, I'm not gonna lie, it would be intriguing to see with all this said and done, and you know what I mean. It would be interesting to see if they can go back to back.
Okay.
Because obviously they're playoff bound.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely playoff bound.
No,
you know what I mean? Calling it right here, right now. They're
without
playoff bound. You know what I mean? So like, and if the Warriors are playoff bound, they're automatic contenders as well. You feel what I'm saying? So definitely the Warriors definitely got to be one for sure. I'm definitely gonna jack the one that I said before, man. The Trailblazers, baby. Like, yo,
what the
Dame,
fuck about the
Dame
Trailblazers makes them
fucking
a team
Dollar,
to watch,
Dame Dollar. That's why.
Okay.
That's fucking why.
Okay.
What are we talking about right now? That man is mama. Claps for Dame Dollar real quick. Hold on. Cause them boys over there, straight balling. That matter of fact, let me rephrase that. That boy over there,
Oh my God.
straight balling. Straight balling. And I see playing. I see playing for him. Potential first round beat.
Potential first round one.
Exactly. You heard it here first. You know what I mean?
Why
like,
are you staking such a high claim on Damian Lillard and
what
the
are
Portland
you talking
Trailblazers?
about?
I'm
Why
serious.
shouldn't you?
Because that roster is not built to be successful.
Doesn't matter. With this new format, my brother, all you got to do is make top 10. They're top 10 worthy.
What?
Absolutely.
Like, the top 10 worthy, I guess, to get into the play-in. Okay.
That's what I just said.
What the fuck that mean?
What do you mean?
What that even fucking mean?
Listen, I tell you this, that they see the Lakers in that play-in, which the Lakers will be in the play-in.
The Portland Trailblazers do not have nothing for the Lakers in the playoff setting.
Okay.
I'm sorry, they don't. They don't.
mean, if that's how you feel.
If LeBron James and Anthony Davis are healthy, I don't care what you say in the playoff setting.
Big if.
Okay,
very big
That's
if.
cool, then let's put it like that. Because the only
if.
hope I think and this is on
Very
the
big
heels.
if, and that means nothing because he just packed both of them up.
Yeah, in a very early regular season game, he did pack.
I mean, you could call it how you want. Braun had 30.
Okay.
Braun had 30 on their head top.
Okay.
AD was a little banged up, but I think he ended up with like 20.
Well, the Lakers
And they
would have
lost.
won that game had somebody not made a stupid mistake, right?
I mean, you take away one player on the opposite team, the Lakers win by a long shot. So
Yeah. Okay.
regardless of how you want to put this,
Okay.
I'm claiming it now. If that play-in scenario happens, which I think it highly will, Trailblazers are going.
Okay.
And that might be for the 8th seed. I think that would be 8th seed right there. 9 and 10, Lakers 10, Trailblazers 9 for 8th seed. Yep.
All right. So if the Trailblazers are a team to watch for you, I'm gonna keep it a stack. They're not a team to watch for me.
Right.
They've never have been. I don't know what it is. I like Damian Lillard. Like I've told myself, yo, I gotta watch more Damian Lillard. I like
tough.
Damian Lillard since
It's
he's
tough
been drafted.
It's tough being in New York trying to catch Damian Lillard games. It's definitely tough.
Yeah, and then also it's just like the teams they go through the ups and downs, and they're never really good enough for me to be interested in. But you say this year they're a team to watch for you, and I respect that. I guess if you're gonna go Portland Trailblazers, I'll give you a team to watch of mine. I'll go Clippers.
Yeah.
Clippers are a team to watch. I'm a big Paul George guy. A lot of niggas aren't Paul George guys, but I just keep it funky with you. Paul George is phenomenal. He's a phenomenal basketball player. He's fantastic at so many fucking things on a basketball court. He's underrated as a playmaker for others. He's really good at creating for others. He's underrated as a three-point shooter. He's a really good three-point shooter. Obviously, we know what he brings to the table on the defensive end. Yep. And I think that it has become such a part of the fucking zeitgeist to shit on Paul George and talk about what he's not. And what he is a fucking phenomenal basketball player, a constant all-star level player, somebody who is capable of playing elite basketball at the highest level on the biggest stages.
Opposite wing of Kawhi fucking Leonard.
Exactly. So
who
you
is
got
now back.
You got Paul George, who of course fingers crossed to stay healthy, because with both of those guys, the main issue is that they don't fucking stay healthy. They just don't fucking stay healthy. But exactly. So now let's go and mention that Kawhi Leonard is on that team as well. Kawhi Leonard is a motherfucking isolation monster, a beast on both ends of the floor, somebody who is an ice cold killer, right? And
simple and plain.
And I respect, and I know you respect everything that he brings to the table and everything that he's done to demonstrate to us his commitment to playing at the highest level. Right, his body has been compromised at times. He's constantly taking ownership of his body as the product that he's selling, right? As something that he's commodifying as a professional athlete. He's invested in it like no other, and doesn't overdo it, and doesn't allow himself to be put in positions where his body's needs are not being met. And I have immense respect for Kawhi Leonard for all of those things, right? John Wall, you add John Wall to the mix. He gives them somebody who I really think is a phenomenal creator for others. I don't think that they've had that on that roster, and I think that
Reg don't exist.
I said phenomenal. I said phenomenal.
Okay.
Yeah, upper echelon type of deal, not serviceable.
Right.
Now, serviceable is fine.
Right.
We're not talking about fine.
Right.
This team has such a lack of playmaking in so many areas. With Paul George, I think, having been the best creator for others on the fucking team for the last like 2 or 3 years, which is not a knock on the team or Paul George. Well, not a knock on Paul George, more so a knock on the team, because Paul George is a far above average creator for others. But him being the best one on the team just, I think, goes to show you that this was a team that was a little bit bereft of that. Not even a little bit. And I don't think you can be kind of lacking in the big man department and lacking in creation for other departments.
That's a fact. Because they
that's
are
a
lacking
lot
in the big man department for sure.
Yeah, that's a fucking
I
lot.
like Zubac, but listen, man, they need something else.
Yeah, and seeing what they decide to do with John Wall, even though I think it's a pretty much done deal that John Wall is going to be starting for this team. They're bringing him off the bench to start, but they also like they brought Kawhi Leonard off the bench in like the early games and stuff like that. So it's like,
yeah,
I'm not necessarily worried about that. I think that they're taking it easy with him because he's been hurt and he hasn't been healthy, and they want to ease him into playing in high volume.
Yeah.
Which I think he will do. I don't think that Reggie Jackson is the starting point guard of this team.
Right.
And I don't think this team is as special as it could be with him as a starting point guard. He's a better floor spacer than John Wall is, but he's not better at creating for others. If John Wall is right, he's not better at defense. He's not better at putting pressure on the defense and driving to the basket than John Wall. I just don't really see, especially with John Wall being a bigger guard than him and fitting the kind of motif they have of really, really long, rangy, houndy perimeter defense.
Yeah.
I don't
fuck with that. Yeah. I definitely agree with the Clippers.
Yeah, I'm watching them heavy to see if they can stay healthy and to see what they can do if they're healthy.
Shit. I might as well throw, you know me, I'm going to be the super fan right now. You know, big C's, baby. Celtics.
Oh yeah, y'all let Tina watch.
You already
know. Fucking dumpster fire.
We're prime time. We're prime time, baby. They catching every game on TV right now.
Yeah, prime time drama.
Prime time drama, my
nonsense.
Ass. Prime time winning.
You ruined Robert Williams III's
prime time winning.
Wait. You ruined Robert
prime
III's
time winning.
And didn't even get a championship.
He'll be back.
Out of it. Maybe
he'll be alright.
Maybe
he'll be back.
I don't know.
He'll be back.
I know how y'all do with injury.
He'll be back.
I know how y'all do with injury.
He'll be back. He resting right now. That man ain't touched court since the season started.
Y'all have ended careers before.
He ain't touched court since the season started. He'll
Another player whose career you guys have tanked for playoff.
Tanked? What do you mean?
Playoff success.
What do you mean? You meant finals?
Yeah.
Why he spelled finals like that, yo?
Oh wow, that's crazy. So now we know what a young player's health is worth to you.
Okay. He'll be back. Anyway,
No, but the real
you
reason
already
y'all
know.
Latino watch is because your coach is a nasty fucking piece of shit.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
he's a nasty fuck.
Why are we just focused on just all that negativity?
Because other than that, y'all solid. Like, it's not even really to watch. It's just we expect y'all to be good. And maybe y'all would be to watch because it's like, can they be that good again? But y'all got this big monkey wrench in y'all shit because like y'all coach is a piece of work.
I was about to say, why is he a piece of shit?
Couldn't keep his shit in his pants. Nah, you can't be out here wrecking homes, dog.
He's a piece of shit because he broke company rules, right?
Yeah, and he fucked somebody's wife, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Shout out to fucking somebody's wife, but we can't act like that's the protocol.
Right.
Yeah, don't be doing that.
Yeah. Can't break another man back in.
What the fuck is wrong with you, man?
That's insane.
You doing a lot, nigga. You doing a lot. You know what I'm saying? And if you get away with it, more power to you, but you didn't. You didn't even get away with it, you fuck. What's wrong with you, nasty guy? Can't keep your shit in your pants. You know what I mean?
Oh man.
But you know, they saying that I think y'all are gonna be really good. I don't really foresee y'all not being good, but I don't think y'all going to the finals again. But I didn't think y'all were going to the finals again after the finals. So not to say y'all will never be back, but I don't think
I'm
that
not gonna lie to you.
this version of y'all
see
is going back.
I could see us in the finals again this year.
I mean, I could see y'all in the finals again this year, but I
see us in
don't
the
think
finals
y'all are
again.
going back. Like as currently constructed.
Why do you feel that way?
Listen.
Rob.
I don't want to see Marcus
Rob
Smart in
healthy.
the finals again.
We get Rob. I don't care what you want to see.
All right, but America
It's gonna
doesn't.
happen.
America doesn't want to see Marcus Smart in the
It's
finals
gonna
again.
happen. Don't speak for America. You don't know America.
You
don't know
I'm
America.
a little piece of it. I'm a little piece of it,
You
and I
don't
don't
know
want to see it.
America.
So I know a lot of us don't want to see it.
Yeah, all right.
You don't want to see it.
Definitely want to.
Yo, that's tough basketball to watch. Marcus Smart on
me?
offense is some tough basketball to watch.
Yo,
I'm sorry.
Keep saying whatever you talking about, bro. Mark gonna be out there balling like he did last year. You feel what I'm saying? DPOY. You feel what I'm saying? He gonna try and go and get that again, so he could be the 2-time.
Yeah, he really deserved
so he
that.
could be the
DPO
2-time. Yo, you
Really
see, this
deserved
man's
it.
sarcasm. Man,
I'm not being
pick
sarcastic.
your next team, bro.
I'm saying
Pick your next team. I don't want to hear it.
All right. So aside from the C's, we got the Celtics. Now, well, fuck it. Let's get into the real. The Minnesota Timberwolves. You have strong opinions, yes? You have strong opinions, yes?
Why does this man keep talking about the Minnesota T-Wolves, bro?
We'll talk about the Minnesota T-Wolves and then we'll wrap it up with the Cavs. But let's talk about the T-Wolves. Yes, I want to talk about the T-Wolves because you seem to have issues, and I want to know if you're one of these Rudy Gobert haters. I feel like you one of these
because he's not it, bro.
on defense. He's it.
Oh my!
He's
goodness.
110% on defense.
I get it. Defense. I get it. Defense and rebounding.
Do you get it?
Defense
because like all time at those things.
I get it, but listen, bro. They gave too much up for him.
They didn't give anybody up for him that was as good as him.
Too much up for him.
They didn't even give anybody up on his level.
They mortgaged their whole future on somebody who's not going to get them.
They did not mortgage their future.
They did. They mortgaged a lot of their future.
No, because Anthony Edwards is a part of their future, and he's right there.
I hear what you're saying.
Karl Anthony Towns is a part of their future, and he's right there.
100%. I hear what you're saying, but they're not enough. They're not enough. They're not enough.
That's why they have Rudy Gobert.
Still not enough. And that's all I'm telling you. That's not enough.
Not enough for what?
You mortgage.
That's not enough for what?
Future.
But that's not enough for what?
Who's not gonna get you over the hump.
What is their future than the Minnesota Timberwolves? What was their future?
What do you mean?
What was their fucking future?
Bro, they're not going all the way.
They
Contender?
were. So what?
Top 4 seed? No.
That's not what this
Playing? Yeah, maybe I could see it. Yeah.
Yo, believe it or not, everybody's not playing for a championship this year, baby.
I hear what you're saying.
It can't happen. It can't.
I hear what you're saying, but they are.
No, they're not.
With a move like that, yes, you are.
No, they're not.
With a move like that, you absolutely are.
They were not one. They were. You're playing to. Yes, you're playing. You're playing to be competitive.
No.
But you're not playing to win the championship right now. Absolutely not. Because they were not one great player away from winning the championship. So one great player does not make you now automatically have to win now, because they weren't one great player away.
Brother,
I don't care. I don't care if you put LeBron on that team. They're not. You know what I mean,
brother. So then that goes to show they're not it. You're agreeing with me that they're not it.
Being championship contenders is not being. It's not being not it to me though. You're gonna be really good. I think they're gonna be good.
Okay.
I think this is a good team
Okay.
for a guy like Anthony Edwards to grow up on. You know what I'm saying? Like for him to have a good 3-4 years of this, I think it's good for his development. I think it'll be a good portion of his career, and maybe they surprise us, and maybe in 3 years they're a contender. Maybe in 2 years they're a contender. I don't think this is a right now move though. I don't think this is a win right now move because I don't think they were even close to being ready to win before they got him. I think this is a change of the culture though. Like this can be a really good defensive team, and you can see what you can build upon this, and then you can see maybe what you can swap out for D'Angelo Russell or do this or do that. But they're about to be really good for a while. They're about to be really good for a while behind this.
Gotta see it.
Gotta see it, but
Gotta see it. That's just how I am with
they
it.
They got a phenomenal guy. They got a
Gotta
great player.
I think they got a serviceable guy.
What?
Serviceable.
See, you're gonna talk about Rudy Gobert like he's Clint Capella.
Because he is.
No, he's
on
not.
the offensive side of the ball, he absolutely is Clint.
Okay, but
Clint might be better. Might be better than him offensively.
But on the defensive side of the ball, he's fucking a monster.
Yeah, I get that. I get it.
A singular talent.
I get it. That's why they pay him the big bucks.
Yes,
absolutely.
You know how good a defender you got to be to make $200 million for defending?
I get it.
Like, who you know getting paid that much to play defense, gang?
Not on the Rudy train, man.
All right. No, I mean, listen, nobody is. Most people aren't. But I think the Wolves are going to be really good. I think that, I believe in Anthony. What do you think about this nigga, Ant, dog? Like, I think Anthony Edwards is.
What do you mean? I recall me telling you exactly what you just said verbatim.
That nigga was going to be the goods.
Exactly.
Yeah, that man is
from
the
day
fucking
one.
goods.
When I seen him in his first preseason game, I said, "Wow, this dude is really, really good."
Yeah,
he might actually be like one of the top players one day. I don't know. Maybe,
yeah,
let's see. And then we get into the season, and I'm like, okay, I'm seeing flashes of all right. It was real inconsistent because he'll have a couple games really good, then in a couple games really not good. But I'm like, this kid is something special. Then the dunk on.
Yeah, the dunk.
Then the dunk
then
on
you get
happened.
the dunk. The
and
dunk
I
was
said,
stupid.
Oh my, he baptized that young man.
Yeah,
baptized him.
The dunk was stupid because the dunk made me go, "How tall is this
in the
thing?"
league anymore?
I mean, I wouldn't.
You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, bro, I seen that dunk. That solidified it. I knew. From there, I was like, yeah, he's gonna be something. He's gonna be something special.
You know what dunk is crazy when it makes you look up a nigga height. Like there's a few dunks in my life with newer players that made me go double check their height.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna lie, nigga. I thought Donovan Mitchell was 6'7" for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
For 2 weeks.
There's a couple
because I hadn't caught a game and I was just watching highlights and the shit he was doing. I was like, damn.
A dunk like that, it'd be looking like they double jump.
Yeah.
Like it's a video game. Like they could double jump. You know what I mean?
And Edwards went fucking absolutely
he
out
jumped
of his mind.
and then he jumped again when he made contact with the guy.
Yeah.
Don't even know the guy's name. It's very irrelevant. But it's he's something special, man.
Mm-hmm.
And I would agree for that reason why we should be paying attention to the T-Wolves because of that, man.
Yeah,
absolutely. 100%.
Yeah, really, and how effective of a move this is really depends on his development. Yeah, I don't know that it's fair to expect him to make some of these huge leaps right now, right here. But I tell you what, in that Grizzlies series, there were some possessions defensively against John Morant that changed the way I look at him.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna keep it real. It changed the way I look at him because I was like, wow, if you have the ability to be an impact defender of that magnitude on these kinds of guys, we're talking about something totally fucking different here.
And those are going to be some really good battles going down.
Yeah, because we know sky's the limit for him offensively as far as what he is going to be able to bring to this game. But if he can defensively be that type of presence, even if it's something that he only brings out in the fucking playoffs.
Yeah,
I don't know, because people are weird and wired differently, and some guys will just not bring it most times, but have the ability to bring it sometimes. I really hope that's not the case, but I'll take it. Like I said, this is why I know Anthony Edwards. We talked about Rudy Gobert, so if we're gonna wrap up, because folks, we pushing on an hour now, It's episode 1. Y'all know us from Adam. Y'all know us from a slice of motherfucking
And
cake.
if you made it this far, I fuck with you.
You understand? It's only gonna get better than this, baby. But
You dig?
right now, you bearing with us. We roughing out. We smoothing out some of these rough edges. So we promise you, we're gonna get y'all out of here in a moment. We're gonna do the Cavs, and then we're gonna talk about one more small thing briefly. Now we do the other half of the Utah Jazz brotherhood that's been split up around the league.
Cavaliers. Something special.
How do you feel about the Donovan Mitchell
Something special.
addition?
Something special. It's an amazing addition.
How did you feel about Donovan Mitchell before the trade?
I always liked Donovan.
But how good did you think it was?
Superstar.
Superstar. Like top 10 guy in the league type of guy? Like in like you know, all things.
Let me really think about it.
Okay.
Hold on. No, let me really think about it, because if we're really gonna talk about it, if top 10, number 10.
Okay.
I'll say that.
Yeah.
Like of players right now, that's like, you know, performance wise, play out of the player pool right now. If top 10, number 10.
That makes sense.
Absolutely.
That makes sense. I could understand. And there's certain limitations, right? He doesn't play defense. He's like 6'1".
And yeah, granted, that's probably gonna be one of the worst defensive backcourts. But at the same time, they have a whole lot of length on the front court to kind of balance it out.
Stupid length of defensive
You're not
talent.
just going to be driving lanes on that team like that. You know what I mean? Like, even if you do get the blow by on either one of those guards.
Yeah, and offensively, at the very least, having 2 6'1" guys won't hurt them, just because Donovan Mitchell is the most least 6'1" playing 6'1" motherfucker I've ever seen in my life.
With the addition of Darius Garland, who's just playing out of his fucking mind.
He's a fucking monster. That's a guy, he crept up on you. He surprised you last year, man.
He did.
He surprised you. I was trying to tell you about the boy. He was like, get the fuck out of here, man.
I did.
I remember us talking about some parlay shit, and we just sitting up at night counting his assists for your ticket. And I'm like, I told you could count on this nigga to get you wild assists.
Listen, I saw him, and I was like, yo, they got a shorter Colin Sexton. What the fuck is going on here? You know what I mean?
He's a whole different beast. Colin Sexton, baby.
Colin Sexton went down. He got the starting job and took that man's job. Never looked back.
Make some noise for Darius Garland, your favorite point guard's favorite point guard.
Absolutely. A lot of your favorite players' favorite player right now, for sure.
You understand what I'm saying? That nigga's different. And he's got some nice toys to play with, man. He's got like
Jared Allen and Evan Mobley, bro.
Yeah, with real phenomenal point guards like him, guys who should be making decisions.
Let's not forget,
you want to give them these tools.
Too.
Yeah, Karis LeVert. Is he still?
Yes, Karis LeVert is still on that team.
Yeah, that's got to change.
He's coming off the bench.
I'm always going to support Karis LeVert because I'm a Nets fan, but I'm not going to lie, he's not the answer.
What do you mean, coming off the bench?
I will take it.
That gives them depth.
We'll take it.
That definitely gives him depth.
We'll take it.
I'm not saying him starting with Donovan and Darius Garland.
No, absolutely not.
I would definitely take him off the bench though.
Of course.
For sure.
But we'll see how productive he proves to be, even in that role.
I think he'll have a good season running with the second unit, especially playing against a lot of second units.
Yeah, Evan Mobley is starting the season out phenomenally too. It's only been a few games, but he's looking to be on the path to be what niggas think he can be. And a lot of that is going to shake out to how dangerous he is a threat offensively, but also if he continues to be just the type of prospect that we know he can be and how we know he can develop defensively. A real game changer, a real all-time type of prospect in terms of his ability on that side of the court. And looks to be shaping up to be something similar. Not as devastating, but similar and tough to deal with on the offensive end as well. And Jared Allen, I'm just a big fan of Jared Allen. He improves every single year. He's sneaky, more effective in the post than you might think. He's comfortable doing his job. He's board man and made sure to get paid. Shout out to my $100 million man.
Facts.
It's a lot to be excited for with the Cavs, but it's also so up in the air. It's like, how good are these guys going to be?
I think they solidified
know.
That playoff spot that they went and got last year.
Playoff for sure.
You know what I mean?
Playoff for sure.
Because that was a sleeper pick last year.
Yeah, and
what
it
I
was
mean?
just like so surprising how good of a season they had and how well they finished.
And what? Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean. So like,
Hmm.
I think that they definitely solidified their spot with the acquisition of Donovan, for
Facts.
sure,
Facts.
100%. Like, nah, but I think that's a solid list. I think that's a solid list of teams to
Word.
keep a eye out for. I noticed that your Nets wasn't on there.
Yeah,
I think,
I'm not
matter
even
of
gonna do
fact,
it to the people
I
because
think I think that's the honorary pick to watch. The Nets, the Brooklyn Nets.
yeah,
Keep your eye out. Matter of fact, let's have an applause for the Brooklyn Nets one more
yeah,
time. Applause for KD and Kyrie for staying. Thank you,
yeah.
thank
And
you
you
for
know
staying in
what?
Brooklyn,
You know what? I
my
think we
brothers.
know where we'll go at episode 2. With episode 2, we will dedicate an actual slot of time for me to get into my fucking bag about what is going on with the New York Nets and why I
Oh
don't even want to
man.
fucking talk about that team. It's just like, give me my wins, give me some playoff success, and let me live my life because y'all don't like me and I don't like y'all. That's how I feel about the Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving led Brooklyn Nets. I'm sorry.
Okay.
But quick question, let's end it lightheartedly. We've been going for over an hour. I think we got a good mojo going on. So let's end it on this note. What you've played 2K23 now, right? Obviously. How are you liking 2K23?
It's a fun game, man. I'm not gonna lie. 2K definitely. I think it's getting better. Like, as far as I would say for the casual player,
Mm-hmm.
just general playability. Like, I think 2K is definitely very fun. The whole changing your shot meter. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's There's a little bit more fluidity in the moves. Going from dribble move into layup, or into step back shooting, stuff like that. I still got to get the timing down, but I'm definitely enjoying the game for sure, for sure. 2K23. Matter of fact, just 2K in general. Shout out 2K the studio, cause they don't cease to surprise me. They always, I believe, they always do better and better.
Yeah, this year was a fucking goodie for sure. Especially I appreciate the eras mode, the My Jam era mode. Bringing back the Jordan challenge is funny because it was like, okay, well, how could you find a one way to recycle content without the fans complaining? And it's like, well, you just put the Jordan challenge back in the game. And it's like all of a sudden, all the guys who are like, damn, y'all can't be putting out the same shit every year are now like, well, hold on now, we'll take this one. But
Yeah.
what they've done with the my NBA eras and you being able to start in different eras and the different overlays and textures that they took out that they had in 2K11 but now that we get in the back, you know what I'm saying, I'm not gonna be the biggest complainer in the world about it. I'm a huge fan of what they did this year and how they're allowing people who have always loved the simulation aspect of the game and playing those single player simulation modes and simulating team building and concepts like that. How they finally rewarded us with the ultimate dream mode where I can start in the year before Michael Jordan and all those guys got drafted, and I can start in 91 the year before Shaq gets drafted, or I can start in '02 the year before LeBron gets drafted,
Yeah,
and we
that's
can
pretty
finally
dope.
we can finally play with the Michael Jordan Wizards and in that respect. And I remember it's phenomenal what they're able to do on the single player side of the game, even as they tank their multiplayer. Like it's like just like it is as grindy as ever. It costs as much or more than it ever has to fucking get your player where you want it to be online and to
Exactly.
participate in the online system.
Yeah.
It is like I've been consistently playing my career online competitively for a month and am nowhere near finished grinding my build. And shout out to you niggas on YouTube who seem to have grinded out 3 or 4 builds already. Clearly the YouTube thing must be your job because I have to wake up and
Yeah.
go to work.
Word. You
And I
guys have
play
a
a
lot of
shit
time
ton
on
of
your
video games. I
hands.
play too much 2K for a guy who has to go out and live a life. Like I still find a way to play way more than I should,
Yeah.
and I'm not finished with badge grinding, and I'm not fully maxed out all attributedly. Like I don't I can't.
It's
but
alright though.
but I still play all the fucking time because it's that good of a game.
I will say this though, 2K will never get one thing right. The passing. Like when you just want to dime somebody who's cutting to the rack, automatically you should be passing to the person who's cutting to the basket. Why is it that when 2K just sometimes feel like making you kick it back out to the 3-point line when there's clearly a guy cutting to the rack?
Yeah, the wrong pass shit.
It's every single year. It just happens over and over and over and over again. So that's my only quarrel with them. Other than that, love the game. It's very fun. I'm gonna get it one day because I still don't got it. So yeah, yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, we'll expand more on that in the future because we're gonna talk about what 2K gets right. That Madden
also catch
could not dream.
the streaming coming soon.
Yeah, we'll probably be streaming some games in 2K between us. It gets pretty intense. We play 10-minute quarters and we run plays and shit like that. It's a joy. It's a joy to behold.
Yeah.
All right, give it up for episode 1.
You already know, Salty Nets, baby.
The
From
Salty
the Borough
Nets
of Brook.
Podcast. We hope you guys have enjoyed
County
this as
of
much as we
Kings.
enjoyed bringing it to you.
You dig?
And we hope that y'all will follow us in the episode 2. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Salty Nets Podcast.
We out, baby.